Hello and welcome to Advertisers Watching Ads. This is a weekly show where brands discuss other brands' ads.
I was there during Fashion Week and I heard nothing about this.
So it just felt like there was jumping off points they could have taken on if they'd been braver, right?
There's something in the strategy of this that felt a bit using other people's IP or products to kind of start getting that reach.
My name is Tom Ollerton. I'm the founder of Automated Creative, and we're brought to you as ever by our partners Contagious, so please go and check those guys out after the show. But before we see this week's ad, let's meet this week's guests.
Hi everybody, Jim Mollica. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Bose.
Yeah, and I'm Scott Somerville. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of E.On in the UK.
And I'm Dan Moseley. I'm the Managing Director of Automated Creative North America.
What a fantastic panel. Let's see this week's ad.
Heinz ketchup.
The red magic. Thicker, richer Heinz.
Well, how about this one?
Heinz is releasing a fashion collection
with online resale platform ThredUp.
The Heinz Vintage Drip Collection, featuring clothing with ketchup stains.
The collection features second-hand designer pieces and streetwear.
Louis Vuitton,
Gucci and Burberry,
each with a unique Heinz stain.
it's not a stain, it's a statement.
You could call it condiment couture.
No, you gotta have that drip.
I love this. They're celebrating imperfection, sustainability.
Just because it's like an imperfection doesn't mean you can throw the whole thing away, right?
It's not a stid, it's a statement.
Ketchup stains are the hottest trend at New York Fashion Week.
Being stylish can also mean being sustainable and giving back.
This is Heinz Vintage Drip.
I feel like I want to put a sticker next to it that says Heinz, just so everybody is clear.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how many fingers would you give this campaign? So 1, 2, 3.
Well, wait, I got to split it. The creative idea is probably a 4. The execution is probably a 2.
I'm going to mark it down as a 3. What is actually going on here?
I think this is Heinz, probably one of the world's largest or like most recognizable brands. And they've had tons of recent campaigns where they've kind of played in that space of draw ketchup, everyone immediately draws Heinz. Or I think they had one where it was AI generate ketchup, immediately spits out loads of Heinz. What do you do when you've got almost the problem of too much recognition? And playing in a space where you start then using the ketchup itself as a brand is brilliant. Using that to hit new audiences in fashion, do it across sustainability messaging, do it across just really easy PRable buzzword hits of fun and bring some humor back to products and fashion and all that kind of good space. A lot is going on. I think there's not really a very quick summary. It feels like, yes, they're playing a little fashion drip, but what they're actually doing with this is they're allowing the product to sit and be talked about in so many different ways that they've previously not explored. So
the one point, whether it was 5-8 billion views, it's only good if you then do something with it. I liked it, but what do you do next, I guess, would be my... God, I feel miserable already. Like, I really liked it, but I've got no what about. But good work, but what do you do with it, right?
It's a super creative idea, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think it's tough to judge unless you know what the real objective is, but the execution and the strategy could have been so much more. I just feel like they approached it a bit in an old school, antiquated way where rather than trying to truly take over Fashion Week, they pre-programmed press a couple of days before to all hit around this event, which The press then is reporting about what they're doing, not about the event itself. And I think you miss the point when you have all of that attention at the same time, because I was there during Fashion Week and I heard nothing about this and this is my business. And I heard nothing about this during that entire time.
For me, 7 out of 10, how'd you make it better? The other bit they could have kicked on was where they were sort of, looking at the sort of streetwear kind of collaboration space of, the world's biggest brand tie-up. It did feel like there were loads of different bits popping off around it. And again, that was a space where they could have started talking about, the impact of fast fashion, of recycling stuff, and indeed their own story of how they're trying to get better. So it just felt like there was jumping off points they could have taken on if they'd been braver, right?
There's something in the strategy of this that felt a bit using other people's IP or products to kind of start getting that reach, and then especially, throwing them on a case study as if it's this huge collab. That also is starting to come through in some of their other work. So the tip campaign, where really what you're doing is you're taking small businesses who already have a lot of pressures right now. You're then adding another pressure that people are potentially walking into their restaurants and starting to do these kind of guerrilla marketing actions. It feels quite a weird move for someone like Heinz that is such a household staple and it's such a trusted brand to suddenly start hacking other brands or going into restaurants and causing issues. And it feels like quite a strange long-term strategy for something that is such a trusted, kind of well looked at brand.
It feels like when you're at the pinnacle and you have that incredible, love, trust, and respect, why are you trying to play a challenger's game? It just feels strategically like that's a risky proposition and you're playing in you're taking a little bit of the low road, which didn't reconcile in my head, even though the idea is creative.
The bringing people together niceness of when do you use a Heinz product? Any of them tends to be family meal times. It's that warmth. And that's forgive the pun, that's the ingredient that's missing here for me, I think. And again, I like it. Nice creative idea, but could have been richer, could have been better. When do you use Heinz stuff? It's that family bit in the heart. The point of being cynical, throwing stones at other people, that's not Heinz. Again, it's that warmth and the comfort of the brand in all of their products. What are they up to? They're not edgy. They're not, whatever. It's Heinz.
Think about a moment in time, the last time you spilled something on a shirt, right? Coffee, mustard, whatever. What emotion, if you cared about that shirt? Like I'm thinking about that white Stone Island pullover I had, and I spilled mustard on it. And this wasn't cute, like, hey, isn't that unfortunate moment? I went mental. Now, could they have done it back to the execution play? Could they have done it where they got some really cool street artists in New York that actually created product around, food product that had designs with it? And there was a bit of maybe you change the angle on it to get more attention. I don't know, maybe.
It comes back to the execution. I think, what we're all getting is that, it was nice, but you could have just gone that wee bit further. You could have done the thing, right? Because you're talking then, and it shows my age, right? As, child of the, whatever, late 80s, early 90s, was we had pens you could draw on t-shirts. And again, that collab thing of, do you take the stain and turn it into a different doodle type thing? And again, it's just, you could do so much more.
Thumbs up or thumbs down on would you've signed off this campaign in its current form on a count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Wow, you can't be on the fence.
All right, I'll go no in hindsight. I'm cowardice, right?
In hindsight. Guys, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you all next week.